I'm Tiffany, and this is from Mamaw's Kitchen. This is where I get to share with you the old-fashioned recipes and skills that I learned from my Mamaw in her kitchen. I am out here along the edge of our property today, gathering some dandelions, harvesting some dandelions. The boys came out here earlier and picked some for me. I've started picking a few more. I'm going to finish working on that, and today we're going to make dandelion jelly. I have been so excited to see these beautiful yellow flowers popping up because they have so many beneficial properties. They're high in vitamins A, C, K. They can help with digestion, reduce inflammation. They're wonderful, wonderful flowers. You can actually eat the entire plant, but we're gonna make dandelion jelly out of those beautiful yellow flowers today. Some people call them weeds, but I'm excited to see them because they are so beneficial to us as well as the bees and our pollinators in general. But I've already seen some bees on these flowers, so we want to make sure we leave them for our pollinators so that they have food. There's plenty though that they don't mind sharing some with me. I'm going to finish harvesting some dandelions. I'm going to make sure I have a full quart of dandelions, and then we'll go in and I'll show you how to make this jelly, dandelion jelly. And you want to make sure that you're harvesting these from somewhere that has not been sprayed with any kind of insecticides or anything like that, just to make sure you have a nice clean flower that you can use. I'm just taking the tops off of these, so just the flower. Springtime is on its way, and that means more food for these little friends right here. I brought my dandelions in and just rinsed them off a little bit in case I brought a bug or a little bit of dirt or something in. Again, they've not been sprayed with any kind of insecticides. We're not trying to get any of that off. We're just giving them a rinse. And I'm trimming the very bottom portion off just to get rid of a little bit of the green. I'm not trying to get all the green off, just taking the bottom off. The greens of the dandelion can be a little bit more bitter, so that's why I'm taking some of that off, but definitely not, I'm not worried about getting all of it. Now, as far as what this tastes like, I've heard it called poor man's honey. So it tastes a lot like honey. And I'm going to open kettle can this today, which is something I haven't been doing much of. And I don't think I've actually ever shared here because I've just gotten in a habit of water bath canning. But my Mamaw, she open kettle canned pretty much all of her jellies for sure. But it was something she did on a regular basis. And so I thought I would show that to you today. You could water bath can this if that's what you felt more comfortable with. This is 4 cups of water and 4 cups of dandelions. It's boiling. I'm going to let it boil for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm going to turn that off and just let it steep while I get everything else ready. I'm going to wash and sterilize my jars. Normally I wouldn't worry about sterilizing jars and rings and flats because they get sterilized in the water bath canner, but since we're not water bathing this, we're open kettle canning it, I want to go ahead and get my jars hot so that they're not shocked by the hot jelly and crack. And then also go ahead and just make sure they're really good and clean since we're open kettle canning this and not water bath canning it. My dandelion tea has been steeping while I was getting my jars clean, sterilized. Probably about 30 minutes or so. Now I'm going to pour it through my strainer. Probably should have put my apron on. Let me go do that. Don't want to get this on me. Stain my white shirt. Now what I have here, this is about 1 cup of sugar. We're going to use 4 cups of sugar total. I took about 1 cup of that out and I mixed my Sure Jell, my original Sure Jell, in with it. That just helps the Sure Jell distribute better, dissolve better. I've found sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just go in with my Sure Jell right here. But took a little bit of my sugar, mixed my original Sure Jell in with it, and that's the pectin we're going to use to thicken our jelly. Pour that into my dandelion tea. I start bringing this up to a boil and let this dissolve. And once we bring this to a boil, we can add in the rest of our sugar. We're using 4 cups of sugar total. Now that this is boiling, I'm going to put in the rest of my sugar. That's 4 cups of sugar total. Remember, I took a little bit of it out and mixed it in with my pectin. We're going to let this dissolve, come back to a boil. And once it starts boiling again, we're going to let it boil for 1 minute. And it'll be ready to go in our jars. Alright, hot jelly is going into hot jars. I'm just making sure that the rim is clean before I put my ring and my flat on. Everything's hot. My jars, my jellies, my flats, my rings. Everything's hot. If the foam that's on top, if you don't like that, you can skim it off. Sometimes you can put like a pat of butter in there, so about ½ teaspoon or so of butter, and that will make the foam go away. I don't know. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I just leave it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. I'm using my 4 jars lids. They are hands down my favorite. I've had a fantastic seal rate with these. And one of my sweet friends and subscribers sent me these pot holders. Thank you, thank you. This made 5 half-pint jelly jars with just a little bit left over. This is going to go in the fridge so we can be trying this, using this, eating this first. And y'all, already, after I got done, I tried a little bit out of the pot, and it's delicious. It does taste so much like honey. Now all I need to do is cover these with a towel so that they cool off slowly, and as they cool off, they'll seal. The button or the tab on the top will suction down. I'll come back in about 24 hours and make sure they sealed. If one didn't, I'll put it in the refrigerator. We'll use that one first. As long as they're sealed, they can go in the pantry. And that's how I make dandelion jelly. You see those beautiful sunny yellow flowers out in your yard? Don't think of them as a weed. Think of them as a beautiful gift that you can turn into something pretty amazing. Y'all get in the kitchen, make memories with the people you love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.